Welcome in, Renegades. Now, today is the time. The time is now. I'm telling you guys. Okay, so let's get serious for a moment. So back when ICP was about $3, $2.90, and $4, I told you guys the best time in the history is the time to buy now. So if you bought ICP at $3, you're sitting at a pretty profit right now. So we're going to get ready for the second half of the bull market to commence. And what I'm seeing is capital rotation start to go into the altcoins. I notice when that volume starts to really drop and all altcoins are just kind of sitting down there. This morning I noticed the signal in the chart. So I ended up putting in a little trade. And I really think that volume is starting to come in because what we have had happen is we found a bottom finally. This is looking like I can't be 100% sure about this, but from my technical analytics and everything that I've seen, ICP hovering from that $4 to that $4.80 range, which actually it absorbed it at about $4.60 something, which is really interesting to see that it didn't push it all the way down to that $4.50 support level, which is pretty cool, which means a lot of that sell pressure is gone. All the unlocks are done. The big institutional selling is not happening as much on ICP as it was. We're starting to see that buy pressure really start to come in. And when the volume happens, so what happens is we reach a point where all the sell pressure is gone. We're holding this massive level of support where people are protecting their investment at these 450 to 480 range. And we didn't even hit that 450 because then they'd be losing a lot of money. Imagine if you had millions of ICP and it drops by 30 cents. That's 30 cents times a million. You know what I mean? So you're losing a big amount of money on ICP if that's happening. So the big people with the big bags of ICP are going to be protecting it. So we see this every bull market. Now, this one's a little different just because we have the ETFs. We're still going to see altcoin seasons. So you see money come into like Dogecoin. You see money start to funnel into XRP out of Bitcoin. You see Bitcoin and Ethereum start to stagnate, which is what we want. Not really dump, not really pump, but just kind of sit right where they are. Let the altcoins pump. There's no money to be made there. So if you look at WorldCoin, Jesus, what is going on with WorldCoin? Like that thing has just been pumping and pumping and pumping. I saw a grant with WorldCoin once, and I still might do that. Trying to get a grant with WorldCoin. I actually submitted the grant, so WorldCoin is just slamming though. Dang, if you invested in WorldCoin, you made a lot of money. Which is about to happen on ICP. So I can't wait to make tens of thousands of dollars here in the next couple of months. So what we're seeing is a very strong protection of that key support level. We are seeing the bears because we have had so much bearish momentum and the market hasn't started getting that FOMO in it yet. So what's happening is those key investors are supporting it, but they're also slowly pushing the price up, pushing the volume down so the price can go up higher, not be overbought or oversold, overbought. I had it right the first time. And essentially what's going to happen is it's going to slam up pretty soon. And then we're going to be sitting at about $10. I think we're going to be at $50 in the next 2 or 3 months. And then we're going to see a massive skyrocket from that point. So I think we're on our way to 50. We're going to go to 21 pretty quickly. Once we get out of this bottom level and crypto actually starts rotating those capital funds into different altcoins, we're going to see it. But I definitely want to go in and look at that volume real quick. We're going to talk a lot today. I don't have any news or anything. Why is this? Okay, hold on. Let me remove that. Okay. So we're not going to do a lot of news today, which we don't always have to do news there. There's probably some good news about the internet computer right now. But I want to talk about the charts right now. Oh, 494 makes daddy some money. Sorry. I'm just getting excited because I know the bull market is going to crack off. This would be a nice area to break out of and go before. This was all the way back just a couple hours ago, not even that. This is a couple hours ago. We tested this level, kind of broke down, and then went back up. There's a lot of volume happening right now. That's what I want to talk about first, and then I want to talk about some charts. I don't know what happened here. Everything got reset for some reason. It became unresponsive. Okay, there we go. So ICP has gone up. I was watching it earlier today. It was at 50 million in the last 24 hours. So the year, as you see, this is pretty important. Let's leave it on the year. So essentially, this went up $25 million, and that was this morning. Because I've been watching the charts. We're gonna have a breakout. I'm waiting for it. We've been too long down. Look at this. How long have we been in the red? Since February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 8 months in the red, guys. It's gonna pop off. Like, if you don't understand, we're still in the bull market. And seeing this capital rotation, I want to go and look at all of the altcoins now, because this is what I've been doing. Let's look at Bitcoin sitting right here. Nice. Stay from 110 to 113, and we're good. Stay at 111, even better. And Ethereum, stay right there. See exactly where we want you. Stagnant. Then we look at XRP. It is down now, but in the last 24 hours, it was up, and it's up 3%. But I was watching this one start to pump, and I was like, okay, I didn't want to do that. And then I started looking at other altcoins. I was like, oh, Solana was doing good. It was up higher. It was up like 5%. I just started watching, then Dogecoin up to 5%. It's down a little bit now. Hyperliquid. So I'm looking at the top 100 coins. So I'm looking at, money start to rotate out. Okay. And that means volume too. Remember the volume. We want to look at volume rotating out of these. This was up at 80 billion. Now we're down to 41 billion. Okay. And Ethereum, wow, 33 billion. Geez, no wonder these pumped so much. Look at all that volume. XRP is sitting pretty at 6 billion. Solana at almost 10 billion. Jesus. But you see, big volume starting to really, really come in. And you can see the charts on the right-hand side. So we look at Cardano. It was up about 5%. It's up about 4.61 last 24 hours. Hedera, 4%. And then let's go to some big ones now. Because this is what really, like WorldCoin, up 68% in the last 24 hours, 100%, 107% in the last few days. Look at that. What is that? 3 billion? Jesus. We need some volume like that on ICP for sure. That would be beautiful. BitTensor, not really a big deal on that one. Near is up about 7%. Look at this. MYX Finance. So we're looking at DeFi. This is a DeFi coin. Pumping to the moon. 700. Look at that thing just cracking. Whoa. Wait, what? 1,264%. Jeez. Okay, is DeFi having its turn? Arbitrum up. Where's the other one? Okay, Pudgy Penguin, some meme coin action. Okay, so we're starting to see the market start to rotate some funds, is the point of all this. And then any other big ones? Virtuals Protocol, Fartcoin. Gala's doing all right. Okay. So anyway, that's where we're kind of sitting at right now in the market, getting ready for a massive move. Last time to accumulate, guys. This could literally be your last week, last day. Like, I literally wanted to put a leverage trade in at like 450, to be honest with you. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen, unfortunately. But I'm happy with that too. Up or down? Let's go. Internet computer up about 2.5% today, 2.8%. But I want to talk about this. So this was the second little pump of the. Well, you can't even. We went to 21 right here. It doesn't look like a lot on the chart, but it is. And look at that volume. So if we can get like 900 million in volume, if we get a billion in volume, we could go to $150. Like, and that's literally only like right here. Boom. And there's a strong level at 80. So I think we're going to go from 50 to 80. And then we could go higher than that after that. But we need to see more volume. It just went up as we were speaking, 75 to 76. Boom. Let's keep going. We need volume, especially when it starts pumping. But is the entire market going, yes, break out for daddy. Come on, let's make some money. So this is nice. We like to see that the volume is getting to be over bought here. But that's on the 15-minute. We can go up quite a bit further, break this level, confirm it as support, bring that volume back down to a manageable level, and then keep going like it's been doing. That's how we pump up to here, go down, pump up to here, go down, pump up to here, go down, pump up to here. So as long as we keep doing that kind of action, we're not going to be overbought. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, just straight cup. Cuff the cup. And then we might be able to end up with some sort of weird. Nope. Not really. Not really. But we do have a nice little cup bottom thing here. Not a cup. Well, hey, we got a cup and handle ish. Cup. We got at least a cup. But yeah, this is looking bullish. We would like to definitely see in this double bottom right here. That's pretty sexy to me as well. But this is a pretty important breakout level, which you see we are above right now. And we're getting higher highs, higher lows. This looks like a bull flag a little bit. Not going to lie. Breakout. Do we have volume on? I wish we could see if we had volume on the 15. Let's look. Where's that volume at? Oh, I got rid of the volume. No. All right, hold on. We're going to get rid of this. Okay. Whoops. The VWAP. I don't like this VWAP. Okay. Wow. It all went and jumbled right here. That's crazy. But we're looking at 492, 493 for. So as long as we're above 492, we are good to go on the volume on that. But I don't want just the view. That's not the one I wanted. Let's get rid of that. I think I just want the regular volume. Not the VWAP. Let's just do the volume. Let's try that one. No, we don't want that one either. I want one that tells me how much volume. Okay, let's just try the volume delta. Did that work? Okay. Here we go. This is what we want to see. Okay. So right here we can see the volume of ICP. Is this longs and shorts? I think this is longs and shorts. So yeah, a bunch of shorts getting liquidated up here. Wait, longs getting liquid? Wait, hold on. No, shorts getting liquidated here. I don't know how longs are getting liquidated over here. That doesn't make sense. I have no clue what this is. No clue what that is. But anyway, let's go back to find one that works. Volume. Just that one. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Jesus. Okay, look at this massive buy volume. Okay, so essentially it's starting to go up. We did see a brief move to the downside here, but what I'm looking for this volume is this bull flag, right? We had a little bull flag right here with volume. We have another, I'm just going to call it all the way up here. Yeah, we'll just be conservative. I'm gonna, because that looks weird. I don't know if I can do that. Let's just do that. So we have a nice bull flag breakout. So this is a textbook bull pennant. And it's a nice breakout. And do we have we have volume too. We have the volume. Okay, so look at where that's going to bring us. That's going to bring us right to that $5 mark. Okay, that's a breakout of this level too. I like to see that. We need more volume. And then we could move up to this $4.98 price. Bull flag. Let's see. That bull flag played out perfectly too, I'll bet you. I'll bet these are too many bull flags because we're starting to turn bullish, guys. If we're having bull flags break out, we're not in a bear market. Just have to say that. This is definitely a textbook bull pennant right here. Okay. Look at that. Beautiful little bull pennant. And then look where it brought us. Right here. So we have a possible move up here. I'm starting to get really bullish on ICP, on crypto. All of crypto is looking interesting. That's on the 15-minute. I mean, we're just looking at the shorter time frames. Look at that beautiful V-shape neck there. Let's see. This one's just up and up. But this is a nice ascending triangle. A big one. We got a real... Wait, why did you start down there? That's not what I said to do. Anyway, let's move that up. Whoa, dude. Anyway, there we go. So that's a long-term ascending triangle. Look at this. Boom. Look at that. Beautiful continuation pattern to the upside. Nice, beautiful little ascending triangle. So this is a nice upward trend. We want to see a recovery of the entire crypto market, which is why we go and we have to, even if you only like ICP or an ICP Maxi, you need to pay attention to the crypto market. This is what's going to tell you what we're going to be doing here, right? And Bitcoin, Ethereum, kind of stagnant. Lots of volume coming into crypto, though. Okay. And then once the FOMO hits, we're really going to start pumping up, but people are still kind of scared right now. The fear and greed index is neutral on the lower side. Altcoin season, 53 out of 100. So we're starting to move from, Bitcoin season to alt season. We're starting to be overbought here. Look at how far over here we are. So the market cap is 3.87 trillion. We see most of that in Bitcoin. So what we want to see is a move into these other assets. And I'd be watching them, watching all these things for a move. They're not all going to move at once. But if you start seeing like a 13% Dogecoin, an 18% Hyperliquid, like these are the things that we want to see for a move. Avalanche is up 9% this week. Polkadot's up 10%. OKX, man, this thing, it pumped, and then went back down. But WorldCoin is popping. Now let's see now there's some interesting stuff. Let's get rid of the volume here, and then let's bring that RSI back, because the RSI is starting to look very bullish on the daily. We broke out of this key support, this big long, and I was seeing bullish divergences too. Sorry, I didn't even tell you that earlier. I was seeing bullish divergences. The volume is going down and the price was going up, right, over here. So essentially, bullish divergent. It was mainly on the smaller time frames, but we were seeing this bullish divergence happen, and then we also see a shift in this downward trending trend line, a breakout of that section. So we are starting to break out of this big long downtrend that we've been in since July, and start to move to the upside on the daily. Now on the weekly, this is also testing a breakout. Look at that. So once we get above that area, which is also going to be the average RSI at 44.33, which we're only 0.6 away from, we're going to break that level. This will get rid of the downtrend. So we will no longer be in this long term. Look at how long this downtrend is. Look at that. If we break that downtrend on the RSI, get ready. Get ready. That's all I'm saying. Get ready. So, and then I do want to look at the monthly because this one's pretty interesting as well to me. I'm liking the charts lately because I see this bottom, this heavy bottom. And we saw a lower area on the month that went to a new low, and then we're starting to really pop off. But on this monthly, we're 0.7, 0.6 something away from breaking that average volume and then really start to move to the upside. So we haven't been above it since February. So this will be like an 7-month breakout. The daily is like an 8-month breakout. This is a 7-month breakout. These things are very, 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 very important for the long-term breakout and trend reversal. So that's what we're hoping to see. And then we're going to start seeing these big, moves to the upside. This was a beautiful consolidation period. Now money is starting to flow out of Bitcoin, out of Ethereum into altcoins very slowly, but we are seeing, that volume start to really rise. I mean, I do want to go look at and see how we've been the last week, because there was some big sell-offs happening. And we can actually, let's just bring the volume back over here. And we can do this on the monthly. Let's get rid of that RSI again. Kind of jumping around, but I'm just trying to keep up with my points. Let's do the volume. No, I just want the regular volume. There you are. Okay. And as you see, a lot of red volume on the monthly. But we did have a green month here in July. Then in August, bad. Now we have a green month here in September. So we want to see this volume raise above what we had last month and then really start to pop off. Now, if we look at the weekly, we've had some pretty bad weeks lately, right? But we had a couple good weeks back here, 3 good weeks of massive volume pumped us way up. We had some really good weeks of buying and selling here mixed off. Another pump. Look how little volume it took to pump it up after we already had this massive volume to support it out. So what we need to see is a rise in this volume, and I hope we're starting to see it on the daily, and we are. So we broke out of the amount of volume on the daily, which this is the shorter term because we've been long-term bearish. So that's all you saw in the charts right now was the long-term bearishness of the market. And now we're starting to see it really turn around. We have a green day, red day, green day, red day, green day breakout. So this is an ascending triangle. We could essentially really start moving to the upside. And then we'll have another ascending triangle up here at $6.21 that will be forming. Once this starts to go up to the $6 range, it will create another ascending triangle, and then we can break out of that $6 range. But now is the time to accumulate. The time is now, ICP. I'm telling you, not financial advice, but I mean, guys, we're here to win. So I do appreciate you guys always showing up for my live streams. I'm doing ICP content once a week now on Mondays. Even if I don't feel like doing a video because I'm so tired and busy, I'm still here because I'm excited about crypto, guys, and I want to share that excitement with the people who actually understand it. They're like at work. I'm like, dude, I'm winning a leverage trade right now. Just trying to share my love for crypto, and I think like this lady has NFTs from this Wax blockchain. I never heard of Wax blockchain before, but she has some like garbage pail kids on there. And she's like, you need to tell me about these garbage pail kids. Are they worth money? My boyfriend gave them to me. And I was like, oh, damn. Okay, I'll help you. And so, yeah, I'm going to help her with her NFTs. But it's nice to talk crypto bro stuff. Let's see how you guys are doing. Let's get in the chat a little bit. It is. So find out. Find out. I mean, if you're going to buy a lottery ticket, what do you have to lose instead of buying like $100, video game or, just to take a risk once? I'm not saying do it all the time, but hey, throw $100 in here, see what happens, see if the noodles stick to the walls. But ICP is a once in a lifetime opportunity in 2025. Don't miss that opportunity, bros. Don't you miss it. Yeah, I'm retired at $100 too, for sure. Yeah, it's too late I'm not staking anything yet until the bear market, and then I'm going to stack another fat bag of ICP in like a 2-year neuron or whatever. You have a lot of Wax NFTs? Oh, no way. I guess they're on OpenSea and Polygon. So I'm doing a little bit of research. That crypto, it's like a top 500 coin. Oh, you do too. I guess everybody knows about Wax but me, dude. What the heck, man? I just heard about it today. I'm like, wait, Wax? I've never heard of that. And it's on Polygon, OpenSea, and the Garbage Pail Kids. That's a cool collection. So I want to help her figure it out. Maybe she got some money there. She has some Bitcoin too. She be gambling. She's like, I get paid in Bitcoin for my gambling. I'm like, that's how I started. Not gonna lie to you. So that's dope. That's dope. Wax since it was at 8 cents. What is that, like 19 now? Is that 19 cents? Dope. You doubled your money. Okay. I mean, guys, crypto's fun. And that's why I'm a long-term investor. Now that's why I leverage trade too. And you can get wrecked a lot, but I believe in a certain bottom for ICP, and that bottom has held true for me. And then I also will protect my position if I have to with a little bit more. I did that. It went right to my liquidation price at 466, but I did another buy order at 470, which dropped my liquidation price to like 458. And then I didn't get liquidated. I almost did. I almost lost like $200 on that one, because the biggest loss I ever had leverage trading was the first bull market I was in. It was 2020. I wasn't even making content yet. And I had a full Ethereum. It was worth $2,600 at the time. And I made a trade. I made $300. I turned it into $2,900. And then I got greedy and I'm like, oh, Ethereum's going up, dude. It's going to go to a new all-time high like an idiot. And I put in a leverage trade. And the crazy part is there's mark price and then there's like limit price. So they have different prices. And it didn't hit the regular price. And it went under whatever price it was that it was supposed to hit. And I lost the whole Ethereum, whole 1.1, 1.2 Ethereum. Yeah. I won't do that again. But you can lose in crypto, but it was fun. It was a learning experience for me, though. That's why I learned how to read the charts and do technical analysis. So if it wasn't for that $2,900 loss that I had, I would not be a leverage trader today. I would not be a crypto analyst. And I probably wouldn't be able to call these amazing cryptos. Look at the last bull market, guys. That's all I want. If you want to go look at my past videos, I called Algorand way low. I called Cardano to $2 before it went to $2. What else? I called the graph. I bought the graph at 20 cents. I put $10,000 into the graph at 20 cents, made like $600, got scared, pulled my money out, and then it went to 280. That's a 28x. 20? 20? Oh my God, dude. Yeah, I would have had a lot of money. I would have had 280 grand. But sometimes you learn, right? So that's why I'm not taking my money out of ICP this time. I'm not going to do what I did with the graph because I got scared. I learned from my mistake and I trust in a crypto. And I'm going to see it through till the end of the bull market. In the worst case scenario, we have to hold till the next bull market, or we just lock it away in a neuron, which is not going to happen. We're going to go to at least $50, in my opinion. I really think that we have the potential to go to $150 still. I think there could be one big move of the bull market. I think once altcoins start moving, we get up to like the $20, $30 range. Bitcoin has one more last move. Ethereum has the last move. Altcoin rotation, we might see ICP go to that $150 mark. So guys, get ready. My number one coin. So I have two, Open Chat and Gold DAO. The GLDT is probably, like, Open Chat has one of the best use cases in crypto. Like the Open Chat ecosystem, it's probably one of my favorite things on ICP. Not gonna lie to you, I love Open Chat. But GLDT is interesting because you can stake gold, like a gold, a crypto that's tied to the value of gold. So you're staking gold. That interests me. That I hold a fat bag of gold GLDT. I have a nice little bag of Open Chat, and I plan on trying to get more. I want to do another interview with the Open Chat team. I think Open Chat could be a good buy at these levels. Putting a lot of money into these ecosystem tokens, I don't have the money to do that. But yeah, GLDT is probably and Open Chat are my favorites on here. They're just solid. The projects, the money behind them, the money that was raised to kind of incubate and project these projects for them to be ready for the masses. That's another thing that I have to take into consideration. And then AI. So I want to see caffeine AI, and they're not going to do it because it's Definity, but they really should make some kind of caffeine AI token that is tied to how much the AI progresses, right? Wouldn't that be interesting? Like, you start with it being worth a certain amount of money for wherever the progression of the AI on the internet computer is. And then as that AI develops and advances and gets updates, that crypto gains value, and it would be tied to like the real value of caffeine AI, but it would only add to the value through the crypto somehow through the progression of the AI. I don't know if there's a way to include a monetary system in, but wouldn't that be cool as caffeine AI develops and matures, that the crypto that it's tied to gains in value? I don't know. Sounds pretty cool to me. I just like to have fun in crypto, guys. That's why I'm here. I'm really good at reading the charts and talking about crypto, but I would be nothing without you guys. So I want to say thank you while you're here. If you found any value, hit the thumbs up. Let's support. Let's just make some money this crypto market. Let's do it. All right, guys. That being said, goodbye and good ICP. Bam!